Hello, and welcome to episode 93 of Uncovering the Corners of the World podcast. I'm your host, Karina Kasmala, using research and my personal experiences where I actually set foot in some of these places. I'll be describing some of the unknown attractions in both the US and around the world, as well as share some of the hidden landmarks of some well-known attractions. This week we are stopping by some of the last attractions along Route 66 in Texas. We start this week back in Shamrock, Texas, the first town on Route 66 in Texas when traveling east. Founded by Irish immigrant George Nickel in 1893, Shamrock's name was supposed to symbolize good luck and courage. It was the largest town in the county in the 1980s, with a population of 2,834, and there were 95 businesses. As we pass by the Conoco Tower station and the You Drop In Cafe in Shamrock, we slowed down to see a mural that traces the path of Route 66. Murals on stone, concrete, tile, brick, or wood are commonly seen along Route 66, whether it's reflecting on the history of a particular town or the road itself. Located at 600 East 12th Street in Shamrock is the States of Route 66 mural. This postcard-style mural features each state along the route with a car and a landmark from that state. In the center of the images are steps that lead to a rusty tow truck with a scratched window and flat tires. Some of the sides of the buildings in Shamrock are painted in the same style as the mural. Next, we drive over to Amarillo to sink our teeth into a 72-ounce, mouth-watering hot steak. At 7701 I-40 in Amarillo, Texas, is a bright yellow saloon-style steakhouse. A giant steer guards the entrance of the restaurant while the words Big Texan are written across the roof. The history of the restaurant dates back to March 1960, when R.E. Lee opened the Big Texan Steak Ranch. The restaurant embodied the cowboy western spirit, with a giant cowboy that welcomed those driving along Route 66. A few months later, in 1960, the restaurant hosted its first ever 1-hour steak challenge. For $60 and bragging rights and a free meal, 12 participants tried eating 4.5 pounds, or 72 ounces, of steak, plus a baked potato, salad, shrimp cocktail, and a bread roll. In June 1964, R.E. Lee bought land off of the old Dallas Highway, and in September 1969, the restaurant was moved to its new location. However, it wasn't too long when part of the restaurant burned in the fire. The restaurant was rebuilt to be larger than before. Even though it's called a restaurant, stepping inside its doors reveals a larger experience. One corner of the restaurant is a gift shop of keychains, signs, Texas memorabilia, and more. Yet the restaurant part is still famous for its 72-ounce steak challenge, where contestants have to finish the steak, the baked potato, salad, shrimp cocktail, and bread roll within 1 hour and in one sitting. Those who don't finish the meal have to pay for it. Currently, the record holder is Molly Schuyler, who finished the meal in 4 minutes and 22 seconds and holds the record for eating the most 72-ounce steaks in one sitting, with a record of 3 meals in under 20 minutes. Our last stop this week is in Groom, Texas, a town that was first incorporated in 1911 and recorded a population of over 250. In 2021, Groom, Texas had a population of 547. Even though this town is small and pretty much in the middle of nowhere, it does have a few quirky landmarks. Measuring 190 feet with 2.5 million pounds of steel is a freestanding white cross called the Cross of Our Lord Jesus Christ. The cross frame was built in Pampa, Texas, in 2 shops. It took more than 100 welders to build the cross over 8 months. In July 1995, the frame was transported to the site and assembled there. Today, the Cross of Our Lord Jesus Christ is located on Interstate 40. Although from 20 feet away you can see the cross in all directions, and also at night, it's not until you get closer where you can see more to this monument. Circling the cross is the Stations of the Cross. Life-size bronze statue present the final days of Jesus on earth, as well as the Last Supper. There is also an empty tomb that is a representation of resurrection, bronze plaques that show the Old and New Testament scriptures, and the Ten Commandments monument carved on authentic Mount Sinai marble. Near the monuments, visitors can also find the Divine Mercy Fountain, the Divine Mercy Gift Shop, the Divine Mercy Reception Gallery with paintings of the apostles by a Texas artist, and the Divine Mercy Theater. Although there is a lot to see while visiting the cross, there are plans for other additions such as a chapel, a Bible history museum, and gardens with biblical bronze scenes. Also along Interstate 40 is a water tower that is purposely leaning at an 80-degree angle and with the ground. The tower is tilted in a way that it could tip over any day, but thanks to physics, it's still standing. The water tower can is only partially full, so the low level of water supports the can's center of mass near its base, and supports the two legs keeping it standing. A full or completely empty can would cause the center of the mass to be in the middle of the tower, and make the tower tip over when slanted. Two of the water tower's legs are dangling above ground, while the other two legs are buried in the ground. The idea for this slanted tower originated in the 1980s, when a man named Ralph Britton bought the water tower and decided to tilt it, as a way to convince drivers to stop by and visit the Britton truck stop. This marketing tactic worked, and at one point there was a mini water tower, also tilted, built on top of the truck stop sign. Unfortunately, today the truck stop no longer exists. All that remains is the leaning water tower. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you want to learn more about Shamrock, check out the websites tshaonline.org and shamrocktexas.net. To read more or visit the Big Texan Steak Ranch restaurant, visit the website bigtexan.com. Lastly, if you want to learn more about the largest cross in Texas, check out the website crossministries.net. And to read about the Leaning Tower in Texas, visit the websites atlasobscura.com and the article The Leaning Tower of Texas, Britton Water Tower, Groom, Texas, written by Adam on the website gribblenation.org. Have a great week.